And then go ahead, Saha, and then Donita.
Hello.
Hey,
Hi there. This one question, I have two questions. One is really, I think, an easy question. I just read about the immune support that you put in the newsletter, which sounds like so amazing.
oh yeah. God, I forgot what we had done. Yeah.
That thing. And anyway, so looking at all the different ways that you can apply it, and I was just wondering if you had a specific suggestion for like preventative, you're putting it out
Yes.
preventative time.
So yeah, like I kind of, we were talking here and I was like, it's time to start rolling out the, like, really educating more about like how to prevent, COVID, colds, flus, respiratory issues, because, we still have a little bit of time, but it's right around the corner. And so there's a couple of different ways. Like, so, you can do inhalation, but I would say your two best choices in this way is to do either a spray where you spray it just kind of down. You don't even do your whole body, you just kind of spray it on your face a little bit, your throat and on your chest, and then call it good. That's the way I used to do it traveling for the longest time. Like, I would just and call it good. And
Would you mixing it in as a spray? Which
you
hazel?
can, you can put the drops in like alcohol. Like, a lot of times I use vodka or grain alcohol. And you can do it that way. And but like a lot of drops, like when I make the spray, like the 2-ounce spray, I think I put in what, 2.5 mils. So that's 50, 60, 70, like about 70 drops in a 2-ounce bottle. And so you could do that or the roller ball. And the thing with the roller ball is you just kind of rub it on the upper chest, and I give it a little flick on each nostril, and then I inhale it for about 10 or 15 times. I do it once or twice a day, and I call it good. So I used to do the spray, and now when I travel, I have this little thing that hangs off my bag, and it's got 2 or 3 little oils in it, and one of them is immune support. And just, as I start to get on to a plane or something like that, as soon as we're on the shuttle going to the airport, I'm sitting there smelling the immune support for a little bit. I get to the gate, I smell it a little bit more, and then I don't think about it anymore, and just call it good. And so the thing that's nice about it too is it kind of opens up the lungs a little bit, and it kind of is a bit fortifying and strengthens the brain a little bit. And so I find it's actually even a little bit calming. But it's a good way, it's got Monarda, it's got thyme, it's got a couple different kinds of eucalyptus. It's very antiviral. Like, it is very, very antiviral. And so, some of the other blends are like antiviral and antibacterial. With immune support, I really push the envelope on antiviral. And so, like, you could either do that or just doing the Monarda, either way could be good. The Monarda I like to do internally. With the immune support, not so much internal. Like, I would just inhale it or spray it. The other thing you could do is diffuse it in the environment. But if you're wanting to step up, like prevention, I would probably take Monarda internally as well, like, or just by itself. So you could do an either or.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Well, that's wonderful. It just what you wrote, whoever wrote about it there.
I do.
Yeah, it was like, I'm going to buy this right away, because I know what it's like when the winter comes. Okay, my second question is,
winter is coming.
yeah, my second question is a little more personal, only because it's about me. My head is like breaking out. It's like I have acne on my skull, it feels like. I mean, I like around my left ear, I've been getting pimples and like,
Really, pimples, like whitehead pimples.
well, I can't see them, but I'm feeling it. And it's like this bump. It feels like a pimple, and then it gets bigger, and then it moved down to my ear. It just feels like the whole left side is expanding, but it feels like
How long do they last? How long do they last?
about a day or two, and
Hmm.
it's just a weird thing. And I just brought it up because I don't know. And I've been putting lavender, I've been mixing lavender with some sesame oil and just rubbing it on my skull. And I've been working with putting stuff around my ears, like the whatchamacallit with the V. blah,
Vetiver?
yeah, vetiver that everybody's, putting it on my base of my skull and up around my ears. And I don't know if I'm overstimulating the area. But it's like my scalp is just incredibly itchy in ways that it never used to be. And so that's why I'm doing all that stuff already.
So you're putting the vetiver on the base of your skull, and
Yeah.
things are getting itchy.
Yeah. And up around the back of my ears, all the stuff you said about getting really into the lymphatic areas.
Do you have helichrysum?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Let's have you maybe give the vetiver a break for a couple of days
Okay.
and switch over and just put some helichrysum on the area and let's see what happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's my
You know that you're doing all that, and it like you're getting acne even on other parts of your head, not just like in that area.
well, lately it's just been in that area, but every day I feel like I'm feeling new bumps on my skull. It's not like real acne.
Even up high, even up high,
Do I have what?
even up high, like on top of your head.
Yeah.
Are you getting? Yeah.
most of
Let's
it-
let's do some helichrysum. You could also maybe rotate it with like helichrysum and or sage. Like you could add a little bit of sage to your shampoo and then shampoo and something like that. Could be detoxifying. It could be hormones. It could be. Let's just do the helichrysum and then, rotate sage in there, like, maybe one day don't do the helichrysum and do the sage and just see for 3 or 4 days what happens with you doing that.
Okay. It's just a weird thing, and I don't know what's going on, but I'll try that and see what happens. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Yeah. Yeah. Keep us posted. If it starts to get worse, let me know. Like that's a weird thing.
I know it's just
No, yeah. Because that's the thing, like especially like around the back of the ears, like you can get like little weird skin issues like eczema and acne and even some little inflamed lymph nodes and things like that. And so let's just stay on top of it. Yeah.
okay. Great. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
And then go ahead, Donita.
Hey.
Hi, Greg. Hi, Sam.
Hey, you've had a rough week. I got your text and everything. Everything's calming down.
First of all, thank you. Thank you. It still is, because I think I'm just starting to unwind because it's just coming.
For those of you that don't know, she was in the hurricane. Like she was in pretty close to ground zero. So
Yeah.
So how you guys feel? How you guys doing?
First of all, I just wanted to come because we got power. We're one of the lucky ones.
Right.
Grounds, we're very lucky because a lot of people are still, no power, no running water, no anything.
Yeah, the pictures you sent was crazy.
And that's from my house.
Yeah.
and we've got a lot of cleanup still. But I wasn't gonna speak. I was just gonna listen, just to get some normal, just come back to people and life. But what happened this afternoon, is just we were so busy and so, I guess, traumatic. I don't, yeah, everything. But this afternoon something shifted, and I suddenly felt a lot of heartache and a lot of, like, almost, I don't suffer from anxiety, right? And since this afternoon I'm struggling to breathe, and there is this
Yeah.
this like something is coming, like I'm feeling this something, like the front heart, back heart, diaphragm,
How,
just this
how,
knot in my throat, in my heart, and I'm like, yeah, but it's not, it's very strange and it's heavy.
how close are you to the flooding?
We're close.
Okay, so this is what I would say for this. So I think it's good to keep it really simple in something like this, but I would say your go-to thing right now is cinnamon. And I'm going to tell you a couple of different reasons why. So for one, very strengthening to the body. Like you have gone through a bunch of very stressful things. Still very activating to the heart, helps to integrate the heart, but you're still kind of in a situation. Like, the wind is past, but the thing, like after the wind passes, the thing that's a real concern is the flood and the effects of the flood and the effects of the water. So it's not just like the toxicity that can happen. You're going to have standing water for a period of time. There's going to be things in the air, and there's going to be molds and funguses and things that are going to potentially grow that are going to hit the respiratory tract. And so the big thing after this is the potential for infectious disease. And so for one, cinnamon is going to be strengthening to the body. For two, it's one of the things that you can use as an anti-infectious agent in a situation like this. Like if you were at an airport and we were talking about COVID or something like this, I would do other things. But in this particular case, like lemongrass is good for relaxing at night, and cinnamon is good for strengthening the body during the day and has that anti-infectious component to it. Now, to take it a step further, cinnamon, savory, palmarosa, and what's the other one? I want to say it's a geranium. Palmarosa, but basically, cinnamon and savory and palmarosa are all super good anti-mold, antifungal agents. It's one of the very first things that was studied in medical aromatherapy with like modern day scientific instruments was the effects of reducing molds and funguses in the environment. It wasn't even in the person. Like if they diffused something in the environment, does it keep the molds and the fungus, fungal growths down? And it was, it had a substantial impact. And so you could take it internally, inhale it, but if possible, I would say also begin diffusing it in your house. Granted, you're going to be outside a lot and probably having to clean up property and things like that. But when you come back in the house, still try to keep the house as like mold, like you probably can't keep it mold free, but mold reduced is possible.
Oh, we
And
don't
so,
have, we inside it's fine. We didn't get, we're one of the,
okay.
like I said, it's the
Yeah.
outside.
Well, you're still in like where the air is going to come in and potentially have mold and fungus in the air. And so, like for example, like up in the Northwest where they have the big trees and a lot of moisture and things like that, there's a higher potential for funguses and molds in that area because of the moisture that lingers in the air. So there's a higher potential for allergies and things like that up in that particular area. So anytime like after a flooding, you always kind of want to go anti-infectious and anti-mold and fungus, antifungal. And I would do that for probably a month. I mean, I would, you might not need to do it internally for the full month, but reduce the risk of catching something, and then keep the air as clean as possible, because there's just all kinds of mold floating around right now, and it's going to get worse before it's going to get better.
Yeah, we got worse last in the weekend, the flooding, because
Yeah.
it just got
Yeah.
much worse. I mean, it was pretty brutal in Northport. Can you take Savory and Palmarosa internally?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. Savory, that's one of the best ways to take savory.
okay. Because I do have cats, but it's quite dry. But one thing I can say is during the hurricane, I was burning your incenses non-stop.
Oh, good.
It's just everything. Aloes, poplar, everything. All my precious ones, they were just being there on non-stop because it was a long, very long.
I can't even imagine. I mean, I was in those bad tornadoes that were in Alabama, like 10 years ago or whatever that was. But, they didn't have the flooding issues afterwards. But after the dust settles and everything calms down, then we'll look at like stress and trauma and things like that. But right now, it's more about anti-infectious and reducing the reaction to mold and keeping the body just strong. Like for the next few weeks, it's just got to be about keep the body strong. Like, you're still weathering the storm, even though the wind is gone. You're still dealing with the effects of the storm.
Yeah, like today, this anxiety, this thing came through. What I felt I was feeling it very physical as it was coming really fast and really like I couldn't breathe as I was filling in the paperwork for FEMA,
Mhm.
right? For damage and all that. And that's when it came. So I think it's like the trauma is kicking in already because
Yeah.
still right now talking to you, I can't take a deep breath.
Tarragon, helichrysum, hyssop.
Okay.
I would say probably afterwards, a little PTSD thing might not be a bad idea. Even just inhaling a lot of Splendor for a little period of time, that might not be a bad idea. But I, I don't want to diminish the PTSD part, but don't underestimate the potential for infection and the mold issue. Like that's still a thing. Like wait till like your focus just needs to be on that for a while. Like if you can do the other ones in between, great, but your number one priority is about the effects of the water.
Okay. Okay.
Because the water is like toxic. It's all kinds of things get mixed in with it, and there can be sewage, there can be like gas, there can be all kinds of things mixed in with it. Just garbage and trash and keep your body healthy for a while. Just that's the bottom line. Just reduce any chance of infection.
Okay, thank you. Anything to make it stronger because we're so depleted right
Cinnamon. Yes, cinnamon.
Internally every day and inhaling.
That you can do, like normally I would say take 2 or 3 drops 1 or 2 times a day. Take 2 or 3 drops, probably 3 to 4 times a day, and inhale it a bunch. Because the thing with cinnamon is it's a body stimulant. It will stimulate all the different systems in your body. And you just went through a pretty big ordeal. And you're still having to deal with it. And so just keep jump starting the different parts of your body so that you can stay functional and stay alert, and it'll strengthen the brain. I mean, right now, cinnamon is your best friend. It should be in your pocket at all times. Tarragon's good for like the shock and the trauma, and the Splendor would help calm things down and things like that. But keep the cinnamon in your pocket at all times. You and your husband.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
And keep us posted.
I will. Thank you. Even my animals are still decompressing because they were just.
Yeah. Oh, I can't imagine. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
so welcome.
Everything.
And we'll keep doing the things I've been doing from my end.
I'm so deeply grateful for your
Yeah,
support. You have no idea.
yeah, my pleasure. I'm sorry that happened.
Oh,
That was just nuts. Nuts.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we still have a little bit of time. And so let's do this. Let's pull out just an oil that you like. We're going to do a little thing where we inhale an oil, but then we're going to do a visualization with angels without the oil. And so pull out something that's either calming or soothing or strengthening.
Greg, I just realized somebody did ask a question. What are the other two oils in Greg's pack when he travels?
Oh, what are they? It is pulmonary stress support and was it immune support, pulmonary stress support, and Gilead. Yeah, like I'm not fancy when I'm traveling like that. Of course, I've got maybe something fancy in my pocket, but the thing strapped to my bag, like you know, you got to go for the workhorses. So the pulmonary stress support just you know, calm down any tension, you know, because you're a lot of times you're breathing recycled air on a plane, or you're having, you know, we don't have to wear the mask now, but when we're having to wear the mask, I put a lot of stress on the respiratory tract. And then the immune support, and then, you know, just when you travel and you're in with a bunch of people, even if you're okay, everybody's just kind of cranky and everything, and Gilead's a way to clean that up really quick. Like it just, you know, expels it out. I used to use Palo Santo instead of the Gilead, but I switched to Gilead. Yeah, so those are my 3 punches. But I'm also like a little boy. I do have several things usually in my pocket as well. A rock, a frog, 3 or 4 oils, an army man, you know. Yeah. Okay. So just start taking long, slow, deep breaths. And we're going to do a thing. We're gonna do the name for, you know, Metatron, you know, because the class that we have coming up this weekend is kind of building to the Metatron class that's coming up in November, and then the one at the end of the month, the Phoenix Technique, also is kind of building to this. And so I want to kind of start experimenting with sensing a deeper connection to Metatron as we go through and do this. So you're taking long, slow, deep breaths. Okay, and then just put the oil down. I'm going to say the name a couple of times, and then we're going to say the name with putting our attention and awareness on a couple spots in the body. I want you to do it both ways. Okay, so keep your eyes closed. Tron. Tron. Meth. Tron. Inhale the oils a couple more times. Just take long, slow, deep breaths. Not really focusing on any area, just inhaling. Just whatever oil you're using. And let the inhalation go. Okay, so each syllable, we're going to put our awareness on a different energy center or part of the body, right? So with the first part, the met, or sometimes it has like a little bit of an H sound, like meth, right? Your awareness is on the crown. So this component is for transmuting the mind. This syllable, as you invoke this component, it transmutes the mind, right? So keep your awareness on your crown, the top of your head. Now move your awareness down to the ajna, between the eyebrows. The ajna and the throat. So you're here and you're here. Oh. And your awareness is on the soles of your feet. Tron. Your crown. Your ajna in your throat. Oh. Soles of your feet. Your crown. Ajna throat. Soles of your feet. Your crown. Ajna throat. Soles of your feet. Inhale your oil a few more times. And then just be still. Just be still. Your crown. Your ajna and throat. Soles of your feet. Okay, just be still. Let go of everything. Okay, you guys. So We will be doing the Sundathon technique tomorrow night, and then the class leading up to the end Metatron class is this weekend, and then there's one at the end of the month, and then the Metatron class, which is, this was a tiny little excerpt from it. Like, it will be significantly magnified. This piece is in it, but anyway. So if you want to join us with the prayer blessings, we're posting the link, and otherwise I'll see you on Wednesday or the weekend or maybe next week. So love you guys. Take care.